All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, everybody can hear me and see me okay. Welcome to another Power Hour, and I hope everybody's having a great weekend. It's a great way to start the weekend, isn't it? So, all good. I'm doing fine. Just hanging in there. So, I'm working on a book, novel 6 in my Good Necromancer series, and I'm about halfway through it. So, I definitely need this Power Hour, but this is going to be another short Power Hour. We're going to make this an hour just because I've got some other things that unfortunately I have to do. This is not a trend, but you know, last time we had to do it and this time we got to do it. It just kind of how summer goes sometimes. So this will be a brief Power Hour. We'll do 2 sessions. And of course, I will answer everybody's questions that everybody has. So let's take a look at what everybody is up to. David, hello. Welcome to the Power Hour. Power Hour regular Martha Whitehouse is here, working on a sequel to my first book and drinking coffee as usual. Coffee actually sounds really good right now. And David says, I'm working on my novel Entanglement and drinking coffee after a good workout. I'm starting to see a trend. And Linford Kinnell, hopefully I said your name correctly. Hey, Michael, this is my first live Power Hour. I've been following you for a couple years now, and I've read many of your books on writing fiction. They've been helpful and inspiring. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're here. And Renee Wiley, I'm not currently working on anything serious. debating on what project I want to continue after a long hiatus. Okay. Well, hopefully this gives you some ideas. What I say about that is just pick the project that gets you out of bed in the morning. That's usually a really good indicator. So if you've got a couple of projects that you're thinking about, you're not quite sure, then just pick the one that makes you excited to get out of bed in the morning, and that's usually the right answer. So good luck. Jocelyn. Hello, Jocelyn. Always good to see you. And Jocelyn is free writing and brainstorming today and drinking coffee. And Jocelyn has an important question. Does anyone else put Nestle chocolate drink in their mix, in their coffee? I have never done that, but that actually sounds like a really good idea. Like I could actually implement that today. I've got like a bag of Starbucks coffee in my pantry, and I've got some Swiss Miss. So it's not quite the same, but maybe I'll do that. That sounds amazing, actually. So, okay. So the question is, Jocelyn, when you put the chocolate mix in your coffee, do you also put milk and sugar in your coffee, or is that just enough? Because I almost think like you would want some serious alchemy going on. Like you would want the coffee, and then you would also want like the milk and sugar. I don't know. That's just me, but I'm a sugar fiend, so maybe I shouldn't try that. I don't know, but I have to know this. This is the most important thing I must know today. Okay, Deborah says good morning. Good morning, Deborah. Good to see you. And Hunter said, he can't join, but he just did a quick flyby. All right. Well, hopefully, Hunter, we'll see you next time. And Vanessa says, good morning. Good morning. All right. Tomorrow, kiddo. Love that name. Awesome. All right. And Gussie is back in the house. And Gussie says, I'm editing and revising my Christmas novel. This is a perfect time to write a Christmas novel. Every time I decide I want to write something like around Christmas, it's always Christmas. And I'm like, I'm way too late here because now I can't market it. I can't like promote it. I can't do anything. Like, yeah, if you can muster up the courage to write a Christmas book now, then you'll be in perfect shape for the holidays. So that's awesome. Okay. And okay, we got some more people popping in here. Justin says, hi, my first power hour as well. Welcome. Working on Imagine OS as a build your own adventure with stories, worksheets, and more. That's really interesting. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so Jocelyn says, I put sugar in the coffee with the Nestle. Sometimes I use brown sugar. Okay, interesting. I might be doing that today. And Michael says, I've been watching you for years and I've read several of your books. Love them. Working on my 7th novel. Awesome. And good luck with your 7th novel. And Justin says to Jocelyn, try ceremonial cacao. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm learning all sorts of things today. I might have to put that in a novel at some point. Character drinking coffee with some hot chocolate in it and getting made fun of by another character. It's sounds like fun. All right, Merlisa, welcome, and says drinking a zebra. Oh, Tarani white and dark chocolate mocha. Double shot of espresso and steamed milk. Working on memoir and some brainstorming. It sounds really good. It sounds, yeah. I think Tarani. That's the Italian soda, isn't it? That's good stuff too. I had some of that a couple days ago. And CG Fernandez says, hello, I'm drinking water and will be working on a fantasy novel. All right. Well, good luck. And let's see. And Vic Fendo says, hey, it's Victor Mudavani, moved from South Africa to Britain. That's quite a move. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Like I said, I can't complain. I'm working on a new novel. And I forgot to tell everybody, or I forgot to mention for those, I'll mention it again, for those who just joined, this will be an abbreviated power hour. Got some things going on that I got to attend to. So we're going to do 2 sessions today. And of course, I will answer as many questions as humanly possible. All right. So I'm working on book 6 of my Good Necromancer series today. I'm about, like I said, I'm about halfway through. And I think I've decided I'm going to do a Kickstarter with this series. So once I'm done with this and once I get the cover done and edited, I'm going to do a Kickstarter for the Good Necromancer series. And it'll be so that you could buy any book in the series, or you could buy multiple books at a discount. And I'm going to make it available in paperback, hardcover, and ebook. All right. So it should be kind of a fun experience. It'll be my first Kickstarter. I'm going to keep the goal really, really low just so that I can learn. And if I fail, it's not the end of the world. And frankly, if the Kickstarter doesn't fund, I'm just going to publish the book anyway. They usually tell you not to do that, but I don't care. I want to get my feet wet and learn how to do it so that when I write my new series, which will probably be later this year or next year, not quite sure what it is yet, but I've got a few ideas, then I can really take advantage of the Kickstarter and all that good stuff. So I might try use some AI art for the promotional images. Definitely have ChatGPT help me with some of the marketing copy, all that good stuff. And then I've got a couple mentors who are helping me on the Kickstarter side, just making sure that I understand the logistics of the shipping and stretch goals and all that stuff. So more to come on that, but I'm looking forward to it. So, all right. Luana says, good morning. Sorry, I have to miss this live at work. Wah, wah. Yep. Oh, there's a few people at work. It's all good. And we can catch us on the replay, Luana. No problem at all. All right. So I do have I have a couple of new things. I didn't have the opportunity to drop or create any graphics or anything, but I am in a new short story anthology. I have a short story in there. It's called Beyond Monstrosity. I'll drop a link to it in the show notes, but that's pretty cool. And then I have a couple new books in my Indie Author Confidential series coming out in the next couple of days. So a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, a lot of fun. So why don't we do this, folks? Let's go ahead and jump on in to the first session. Let's get it going, and then we'll come back and shoot the breeze. All right. Happy writing, everybody. All right. Well, how did everybody do? Let me know your word count in the bottom here. I'm doing pretty well. I am in the middle of a cycling session or a looping session. So I wrote a bunch of chapters yesterday and I'm in the process of straightening them out. I realized I wrote them out of sequence. I thought I was telling them in order as I was dictating. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. No, chapter 13 needs to happen before chapter 12. And so when you do that, there's inevitably some things you have to fix and change and shift around. And so I'm doing that. And then when I get to the end of this sequence, then I'll be able to hit the ground running and do some writing. Okay, so let's see where everybody is here. Let's see. Oh, Matthew Round Branch says hello. Hello, Matthew. Rose CG says hello. And Sega Boy, hey, I love that. I love that avatar. Is this Power Hour at the same time each week? No, it is generally the first Saturday of the month. We meet monthly, and it's at the same time, though, first Saturday of the month. And I think you know from your avatar, like I know, that Michael Jackson was the composer of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But people can fight me on that if they want to. Okay. CG Fernand, I'm just getting way off track here. I see these avatars and they make me think things. Okay. So CG Fernandez, 269 words. Very nicely done. Merlisa, Lawrence Corbett, 645 words. Nicely done. And Tomorrow Kiddo, about 300 words. I'm actually writing the overall plot, scenes, etc. for a book series. So I'm clearer, which is the goal here. All right. And yeah, I think everybody's doing pretty good. So 600, 300-ish. Not a bad way to start the day. All right. And we're kind of a skeleton crew today. So it's all good. So I'm just checking. I'll give it a second for any last minute words to come through. And then we'll jump into the last session, and then I'll stay on for a couple of minutes and answer questions. Okay, so why don't we jump into the next session and let's get on to it. All right, friends. Well, how did everybody do? We had a short power hour today, but hopefully everybody had an opportunity to get some words in, get some editing in, do what you needed to do. I just about got to the end of the sequence that I needed to get to. So I've got about 500 words left to kind of sweep over, and then I get to go take my dog on a walk and be off to the races again and do some more dictating. So that feels good for me. This was pretty productive for me. So hopefully everybody else had a good time. Let's see, everybody, as everybody's putting their results in, let's see where we are. Monkey Dave says, bummer, you busted up the format. Yeah, unfortunately, Monkey Dave had to do what I had to do today, but still wanted to make sure the show went on. All right, Deborah says, also rearranging some chapters. Gussie says, added depth to a scene, more dialogue and interior thoughts. It's a good thing to add to kind of round out the scene. And then Rose says, revising my prose and poetry book, 25,000 words. Nice. And Gussie says, I'd like to write new words in the next session. And Val says, had a Scrivener update on this computer. Yeah, sometimes that can take a hot minute. So hopefully it didn't eat up too much of your session. And then Martha is at 225 words. Wylan has made it, sort of. Well, hey, Wylan, good to have you here. And we're just doing an hour today, Wylan. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them now. And then Matthew says 60 words so far, rather fast considering my history. Okay. Well, 60 words is better than 0 words. I think that's important. And, 206 words in 20 minutes. Well, that's not bad. I mean, you multiply that by, You multiply that by 3, and that gives you 600 words. So 600 words an hour. That's not a bad word count. I actually don't think there is such a thing as a bad word count. I mean, maybe if it's like, if you've got 2 digits a day, that's probably not a good count. But, it all adds up at the end of the day. The more you sit down, the more you write, and, it just works itself out. It's amazing, like, what you can do with like 300, 500 words a day. Like, you do the math on that, and you extrapolate that out to a month. It's actually a pretty decent number, and you extrapolate that out to 6 months, and that's even better. And then you do the math over 10 years, and you suddenly have a prolific portfolio. So yeah, don't let the numbers fool you. All right, Deb says still editing. All right, CG 385. All right, so doing pretty good, getting close to, or on your way to 1,000 for the session. And Val says great start for the weekend. Only 54 net words, but that's okay. Yeah, that is okay, because you're making progress. So progress is good. All right, so just get that word count up to in the hundreds, and you'll be good. Okay, tomorrow, kiddo. Yes, more organized. Good session. All right. Merlisa, 1237 total. Very nicely done. And Malamir, Logan, 500 words for a chapter. Nice. All right. And Matthew Round Branch really needed to hear that. Thanks. Yeah, sometimes it can be hard to remember that the math always works in your favor as long as you're making progress. All right. CG, consistency is everything. Yes, it is. Yeah, consistency is everything. And it's okay to miss and fall off the wagon too. I mean, I don't know anybody, myself included. I mean, I have a pretty prolific portfolio. I'm not as prolific as some other indies that are out there. But I don't know anybody that just sits down like a robot and writes every single day. I mean, even the most disciplined authors, and I'm fairly disciplined, even I can't always do that. I mean, life happens. So what matters is consistency, absolutely, but also the intentionality, right? So that if you fall off the bandwagon, you don't beat yourself up over it. You just get back up the next day and keep going. And then, the day or two that you missed, or, the week in the summer that you missed because you got sick or something like that, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Rose CG review 5 pages. And then Merlisa says, don't take a look at my numbers as a barometer. I'm a professional writer, but I write nonfiction. Okay. Yeah. Well, all good. All good. So we did it. We got to the end of another Power Hour, folks. And I appreciate you all joining me again. The next Power Hour is going to, the first Saturday of September is Labor Day here in the United States. And I don't like to hold these Power Hours during a holiday season when you guys might be with your family or doing something like vacation or stuff like that. So our next Power Hour is going to be Saturday, September 9th. So it'll be the second Saturday. And then we should be on a good rotation through the end of the year. All right. So October, there's no holidays. November, no holidays. December, no holidays. And then, January, we got to do what we got to do. But then we have a pretty good run up until we get to like summer. All right. So everybody, I hope everybody had a great time. And again, I'll be back next month, and we'll have some fun. And hopefully I'll have some book announcements, and we'll have made some progress on this novel. Hopefully I'll be done in the next week or so. But hey, things happen, right? So anyway, thanks everybody for joining me, and I'll see you next time.